You and me, everything that we've been through has made us strong. You won't believe we've had our gray, but somewhere there's a light inside of us. It shows the way. Not looking for no heaven to go, 'cause I got you.
Hello beautiful, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Peony and I hope you are still doing well. In today's makeup tutorial, I'm going to be reviewing some products that SHEGLAM sent to me. And first things first, I'm going to start off by doing my brows, and for that I will start off by sticking them down using my Got To Be Ultra Glue styling gel for edges. Right after that, I'm going to powder down my brow area using my sorbet powder to you loose powder in the shade medium. The reason why I powder down my brows is because I'm an oily girl and I love for my brows to stay matte for long periods of time, because throughout my makeup application, well, throughout the time when I'm wearing my makeup, my brows tend to get oily first along with my T-zone, but when I apply powder first, it tends to alleviate that and I keep them on and keep them matte for longer. Now, going in with my Smudge brow mascara to further accentuate my brow hairs and to make them appear more bushier and fluffier, because sis, I was not blessed with fluffy brows. Going to take my spoolie and just disperse the product, especially on the front part of my brows, just so that it appears less harsh than it is right now. The first product that I'll be playing with from SHEGLAM is this eyebrow pencil. One side is this retractable pencil side and the other side is a felt tip side. This one is in the shade espresso, so I'm just going to wind it up just a tad bit because I used it in a previous tutorial and I think I had wound it up too much and it broke on the scene on the spot. So I'm just going to go on with my normal brow routine using the pencil side. And as you can see, I have to go in multiple times for me to see any pigment. Even though it is dark enough, it just doesn't like go on immediately from just one swipe. It's very light and I can't see where it went, so you have to use a lot of the product to actually see your brow. And another thing, because it's so sharp, so you have to be a little bit careful with the amount of pressure that you put when you are using this against your brows, because if you are lighter than me, I can imagine that it can actually make you look red. That's just how hard it is. Now that I'm done with the pencil side of the pen, I'm going to flip it over and go on in with the felt tip side, just to further accentuate the brow hairs, especially on the tail part of my brow. To clean my brows, I will be going in with a mixture of my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation in the shade F13 with my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Fawn. The reason why I'm mixing the products now is because I do love a bright underbrow. Well, I do love my brow area to be highlighted more than just the F13 foundation would do. And I love the hue that the LA Girl Pro Conceal brings to the mix. So it's clear to see that the art is back. Okay. To clean the top part of my brows, I'm going to use the SHEGLAM Complexion Pro Long Lasting Breathable Matte Foundation, which I'm in the shade Hazelnut. I absolutely love the packaging of this foundation, you guys. It just looks so expensive, and you know me, I love my affordable drugstore products, and this foundation retails for $149. I've worn it once before, but I just want to do another wear test in today's tutorial, and then I can give you the full specs of how it actually feels. Alright, so now the brows are on, and I'm going to go with the Cousins and Not Sisters coat today. You always want to fade some product on the front part of your brows, just so that it has that beautiful ombre look going from light to dark, the darkest part being the tail part of your brow. And now for the star of the show, the SHEGLAM Birthday Skin Primer. I mean, look at this cute little jar. It even comes with a spoon that you can scoop out the product with. Let me just open, because this is one product that I haven't used yet, and it's got this little protective covering, which I'm going to remove now permanently, and it's pink. Ooh, I like that it doesn't have a distinctive smell, because I'm actually quite sensitive to products that have fragrance in them. So this baby right here, this claims to be pore minimizing. It's long-lasting moisture, it conceals pores as well, and it protects skin and doesn't cause breakouts. Apparently it's thanks to the Kampo nourishing system that they have inside this, and I cannot wait to try it and just to feel how it is on my skin. Oh, okay. So the texture is quite, it's not like watery like the normal primers that I usually use. It's actually more like a clay, for lack of a better thing to compare it with. So I'm just going to use the spoon, and I'm not going to double dip anymore. Wow, this is quite a peculiar texture, which I can already tell that I will like, because it's going to stick to the foundation. Ooh, maybe let's take this one off as well. Ooh, I love this texture immediately. This is what I love about it, is the texture. Oh wow, I have never used a primer that feels like this. Oh, and it is ultra moisturizing. I can already feel that immediately, and as I said, the scent is not too much. It's actually barely there. It is very moisturizing. As you can see, my hand is glistening. Can you imagine what my skin feels like? All of this goodness seeping into my already there skincare. I absolutely love primers that do this, because I love matte looks, and they can be very drying on my skin, especially now in the winter months. So if I use a primer like this, it actually protects my skin from that dryness that I'm going to be doing to my skin, to my makeup later on with the powders and everything. You guys already know that I love matte looks. I don't really care much about the gray cast. Maybe I did use a little too much, but I will be using a lot less next time, because I know how it feels like now, and I know how much I actually need to use. So yeah, let's wait for it to sink into the skin, and then we can go on in with the SHEGLAM foundation. So after about 5 minutes, this is how the primer is looking. I really don't mind it at all because of the texture. It feels so nourishing that I cannot wait to see how the SHEGLAM foundation is going to look on top of it. So that is our next step. I love how true to tone this foundation is. It almost reminds me of my Maybelline Superstay foundation, which I'm also in the shade Hazelnut. These products that I've just applied on my face work so well together. I love it. And if you like dewy foundation, a dewy finish. This is the foundation and primer for you, because it's giving me a very radiant glow, not shiny, radiant. And yeah, for all my dewy girls out there, you might want to try this combination for yourself. But as for us oily girls, we're gonna go on in and set this foundation, and for that I will be using my Sorbet loose powder, this time in the shade medium dark. To contour, I will be going in with my Makeup Revolution foundation stick, which I'm in the shade F18. I will be using another Makeup Revolution product to highlight. This time it's their Conceal and Define foundation in the shade 12,5. And as you can see, you can still have a lifted face shape using makeup, even though you are still using this technique of applying concealer. You don't have to apply a smidgen of concealer here and just a dash there. No. If you still like to apply concealer like I do, you can still have a lifted face shape. To go in and blend out my contour first, because I love to let my concealer sit so that it becomes more full coverage. I must say, I really love this foundation. The way it's like actually my skin tone. It doesn't look like I am wearing actual foundation. I can tell I'm wearing foundation because I can't see my dark marks, but when I'm looking at it from a distance, it looks very skin-like. As for the concealer, I always go in with the other areas first and leave my under eye area for dead last. And as per usual, I always go back and forth between my brushes. Now I'm using my foundation brush just to make sure that there aren't any harsh edges between the concealer and the contour and the foundation. And this is just going to act as something to neutralize that area in between, just like that. When I do eventually get to the under eye area, I always start out with the outskirts of the concealer. I don't directly go in with the one that is directly underneath my eyes, because the longer it sits, the better for the coverage. One of the other products that they sent through to me was this Love Cake liquid blush. As you know, I love to use liquid lipstick as blush. I can finally stop doing that because now there is an actual liquid blush. It's actually on the light side, but I really love how subtle it is. So this is how it looks. I also love the packaging of it. It's so cute. And if you shake it, that's how you get the product onto the applicator, and it looks like that. I mean, how adorable is that? They also sent me these beauty blenders. I absolutely love the feel of these. They are latex beauty blenders, and they come in, you can like put it in this cute little thingy-mabob. This is the original size, and this is how it looks when damp. So I'm going to use this one to just blend everything together beautifully. I love how angled it is. It can get into each and every crevice of your face. And as you can see, it doesn't even suck off your product. It just removes the excess, like the one that's sitting right on top, and it leaves everything as is, just blending it into place. I love this beauty blender. And now to set this concealer, I will be going in with my Sorbet powder to you loose powders, one in the shade translucent and the other one in the shade medium. To set my contour and to snatch my nose, I will be going in with my Smudge pressed powder, which I'm in the shade Mahogany. I'm priming my lid space using my Makeup Revolution Prime and Lock Eyeshadow Primer. SHEGLAM was kind enough to send me this eyeshadow palette as well. It's called the Marvelous eyeshadow palette, and it's this 12 shade palette. It's 8 matte shades and 4 shimmer shades. I love the packaging so much, and I also love the fact that the shades have their names written underneath them there. And the first shade I will be going in with is this dark one right here, and it's called Linger. Very curious to see how the palette is going to perform because I haven't used any eyeshadow from SHEIN yet. What I'm going to do with this shade is I'm just going to start off by outlining, ooh la la, come through pigment. Well, it is the darkest shade, but yeah, I really love it. But yeah, I'm going to start off by outlining the shape of the look that I'm going for today. We're going for a classic cut crease look. I really love that the shadow is not becoming ashy at all because I am packing on the shade directly on top of the previous layer, and I'm not seeing any separation or patchiness. So far, so good. And I'm going to wipe down the brush and just begin to lightly blend around the edges of this eyeshadow that we just laid down, just to diffuse those harsh edges. To blend out the shade called Linger, I'm going to go on in with this one right here, and it's called Ritual. It's this beautiful pink shade right here. Just like with the previous shade, I'm going to pat the shade all over the edges of the previous one, just to make sure that it creates this beautiful gradient and the colors are meshing well and blending into each other. Now I'm going to go back in with the brown shade just to make sure that that crease area is looking as dark as, as it was looking before the blend. List the discount code that you can use in the description box. Use that code to buy all the SHEIN products that I've been using in today's tutorial. To cut my crease, I will be going in with my Makeup Revolution Cut Crease Canvas, which is in the shade Halo. For the outside part of this cut crease, I will be going in with this shade right here. It's called Perfect Storm. It's a shimmer shade. For the rest of my mobile lid, I will be going in with this shade right here. It's called I'm Blushing. Use my Wet n Wild mega liner to give myself a bit of a wing. For lashes, I will be wearing these fluffy ones that I got from You Make Dreams Beauty. These retail for 100 Rand each. For lips today, I'm going to switch things up a bit because one of you beauties told me that you don't like brown shiny lips, so I will take a break from my matte nude, from my glossy nude lips today, and I will go in with a different color variation. I will line my lips with this Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in the shade Black Fever, and I will go over it with my Miss Signature Matte Stick. This one is in the shade Mahogany as well. For the center of my lips, I will be going in with my Makeup Revolution lipstick. This one is in the shade Chauffeur. To lock everything in, I will be going with my Maybelline Lasting Fixating Spray. And just like that, we have made it to the end of today's makeup tutorial. Thank you so much for watching until this far. If you loved this beat, please click on this tutorial right here to watch next. And if you haven't already, my darling, please subscribe to my channel and show your girl some love. I will catch up with you again in my next one. Bye. Bye.
On a fight, it has to hurt, that's all, I know it's right. But you won't feel the pain alone.